I appreciate that. So the big thing that I'm working on right now is, and Anthony, this is kind of a tip that we both got. We got a news tip about, Montclair University, and an anonymous tipster had written in talking about the pepper spray policy over there. So if you look
Yes.
at the weapons policy, and weapons policy is it's pretty explicit, and it says, any weapons that you have in your possession on property of the university. And again, this is a state university. Our tax money goes to this university, right? Any weapons leads to a minimum penalty of suspension with a maximum of expulsion. So if you look at the weapons policy there's like a little exemption section where like off-duty police officers carrying their firearms, but like aren't enrolled in a class. Like even if you're an off-duty police officer, I think that has a firearm, you can't have it at the university. Like their policy is so strict that the only knives that are allowed on campus are like for cooking. So it's like very much so a UK style.
Like England, yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't know if they're allowed to have pointy chef knives at all or not, right? So, we were tasked with trying to get more information. And, one of the things that I've been trying to really do to the best of my ability is like the facts speak for themselves, right? So I'm just going to keep to the facts. And Berardi, you know this. Like, hey, this is the truth. So, like, we don't have to go much further than this. So, very Socratically approaching the situation and reaching out to university officials. My first volley of correspondence, and it went out to like the president of the university, it went out to their PR people, it went out to their public safety people. I'm just doing a query. And the query is, what's the deal with pepper spray? Because as we know, under New Jersey statute, pepper spray is a weapon, right?
Correct.
Yes, and it's got an inordinately large section of law, carved out to talk about this, 3/4 of an ounce of pepper spray. I was like, thank you, sir. So
So true.
I reach out to these guys just to ask and even point out in the correspondence, hey, like other universities such as Rutgers, which are also state university, right? Rutgers has a specific carve out in their policy saying that pepper spray is allowed, right? I get no response. I pump out my editorial, and it's basically left in limbo where we're to, understand and believe that, hey, pepper spray is not allowed because we can't say otherwise. Within a couple of hours of the editorial going out and hitting the internet, and I put that out at Bearing Arms, I finally got a response from their, spokesperson, and it was very weaselly. And so now this
Of
is
course.
this is where article number 2 on Montclair University subverting rights goes, right? And the spokesperson basically would not commit 100% to saying, yes, you will be suspended if you're in possession of pepper spray, but then does some weaselly, if it's used in self-defense, it's determined on like a case-by-case basis. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like, the policy is either, suspension and expulsion or it's not. And they would not 100% commit to that. So you can get that correspondence in the university's position based on that. And it was very weak tea. And actually, Liberty Dolls, she did a video on this up to this point. And so it was just like very disappointing where they wouldn't own it 100%. Well, a couple of weeks go by, and then, but wait, there's more. I get another tip from somebody that wished to remain anonymous. And Berardi, I don't even think you're aware of this. This is like, but wait, there's more. The tip was somebody had sent me a bit of information that they're selling the pepper spray in the school store at Montclair University, and they had Saber pepper spray on the shelves next to the Ricola, throat lozenges, and next to some, some cream like hand cream that's like wicked expensive, some poshy stuff that I would never buy. So I'm like, okay. I reached back out to the university and I'm like, hey, to the spokesperson, I said, do you want to jump on a call? I says, I kind of want to just do a follow up with you guys. And, I'm like, I'm a civil person. It might be hard to believe. Let's jump on a phone call. Let's talk about this. Like, we could talk about this off the record and on the record, but there's going to be stuff that ends up on the record. And, the guy ends up writing back saying, we're not commenting on this topic anymore. No, not happening. I'm like, okay. So then here comes the third article, which is Montclair University, in fact, sells pepper spray. And not only that, they had an expose that had come out a couple of years ago about, issues dealing with sexual assaults and all kinds of stuff. And they've got a student and she's holding up her pepper spray in the Montclarian, saying, I carry pepper spray on campus. And then this guy, Meese, who's their spokesperson, Meese is quoted in the article. So it's like, you people are quoted in the article showing that these people, whomever, your students are carrying pepper spray. You sell pepper spray at the university, and they don't want to comment further, so here comes the editorial. So I pumped the editorial out, and, that was that. Then I get an email back from the spokesperson finally. Spokesperson writes back and says, we've removed the pepper spray from the school stores. We're no longer selling it. That was a mistake. The company that does the selling of the stocking of our stuff, they have an agreement with us. They're not going to sell anything that's against our policies. They were never supposed to sell it. We've taken it off the shelves, and we're not going to talk about this anymore. We have no further comment. And I'm like, you spineless people. So that's the part of the story that didn't get out yet. That's article number 4, which I'm just kind of waiting on maybe a little bit more information because, well, they don't want to talk about it anymore. So how much of an article do I have? I got to pump out 500 words to say that these spineless people at a state-funded university, stopped selling pepper spray, a spice. And mind you, the university has gotten a gigantic grant from, I think it was the DOJ. It's all in the articles. I shouldn't have to dedicate 3 articles to pepper spray on a university that's known to have had issues with, like, date rape and, assaults. And, there's all these allegations out there,
Right.
And they're taking federal dollars for safety. And I'm like, you're not allowing pepper spray. Like, this is ridiculous. So I'm definitely banging some pots and pans over here. We're going to see what happens because I don't know. I don't think that a university that takes our money should be allowed to ban pepper spray. I don't know. I mean, that's my opinion. Right now, I'm stating facts about everything, but I'm going to give you my opinion because we're on the air. And that's kind of the scenario with Montclair right now. And what I haven't done yet, and what I do need to do, is dive into the rest of, I think there's 12 or 13, however you carve it up, 12 state universities in New Jersey. So Montclair clearly does not allow pepper spray, but Rutgers does allow pepper spray. I'm wondering, what about the other 10 universities? I need to start digging into those because this is ridiculous.
It's interesting for our listeners. We're limited to 3/4 of an ounce of pepper spray to begin with. But if you've ever been, Montclair University is a stone's throw from my house and the gun range. I've spoken there. It's a sprawling university where when the kids have to walk from one class to another, you have to walk through that road, normal road it's called over there, and there's just huge buildings everywhere, and it gets dark there at night. And it's not closed off to the public. It's not like they have a gate where it's students only in there. It's a captive audience. And the three of us can get in a car and drive through the university. We can park in one of the parking lots and hang out. So here we are in a state that's overtaxed. So you decide to send your child to Montclair State University. She's female and she's petite, and you give her a 3/4 of an ounce of pepper spray, and basically she's committing a crime. She's not. The criminals are allowed to enter the campus with any tool at their disposal, but the law-abiding citizen who's paying to go to that university can't have any tools to defend themselves. If you can't see the idiocy of something like that, and it's infuriating when you think about it. They hate us.
It's
incredible.
crazy. And there's so anti-arms that pepper spray is really on your list. Just so everybody understands exactly what I'm talking about. They were selling Sabre brand pepper spray in the store up until March 13th, 2025. So for those of you who bought Sabre brand pepper spray prior to March 13th, 2025, I'm sure you bought it with cash in the school store, okay? Those are the dates that you need to remember if you're on the university's campus.
Remember that. So you're hoping you're working on the article, so you have to figure out a way to write no comment in 500 words.
Well, it's no comment, and we ripped the pepper spray off the shelves. Like I wasn't expecting. I wasn't expecting to get another piece of correspondence. It was just a matter of, hey, they're selling the pepper spray, so maybe this is their way of silently allowing it. No, boy, was I wrong. They doubled down.
So John, we have a lot of listeners. There's like 10 or 11 other universities. A call to action. Anybody out there who have their kids in those universities, or you work there, or you know people that work there, maybe find out the policy, and where would you like them to send that information, John?
And this goes out. Here's the public service announcement. I am accessible. You can email me at john@thepenpatriot.com. john@thepenpatriot.com. I will take tips, criticism, love mail, hate mail. I take it all. But if on this particular topic, yeah, absolutely. This is a story and it's a beat that I'm going to be following for the next couple of months. I've just got to do some more digging and get into it, because Montclair was the tip of the iceberg, and once we started talking about this topic, more and more people started to, bring it up and talk about it. So clearly there's, something to this, as there should be.
Yeah, you're doing God's work, John.